Boy, you ready for some singing? Easiest place I can rest my whole head, to gather my thoughts in sweet silence. The easiest place where the feelings are dead, from an overexposure to violence. Easiest place I can slowly face, the only one I truly can know. These are tears from a long time ago. Got these tears from a long time ago. I need to cry 30 years or so. These are tears from a long time ago. Well, oh darling, you say unto me, where have you been all my lifetime? Well, I have been swimming 7 sad seas. Oh, women have tossed me their lifelines. I pulled them into the water, stuck her in. I'd have won them, but I didn't know. These are tears from a long time ago. Got these tears from a long time ago. I need to cry 30 years or so. These are tears from a long time ago. Good day, good people. TikTok pin. Hey, Kyle, saw the new podcast with them. Thank you very much, Tom. Yeah. The AI Readiness Project. We're starting to get our sea legs a bit. In typical Kyle, Shannon, and Ann Murphy style, we came up with the idea to do that and launched it, I think, 8 days later. So I think today was our 4th episode, and it was a fun one. It's good. All right, let me flip the cams here for you TikTok folks so you can see the splendid glory of the show. Oh, man. There's been something, baby, I've been trying to say for an age, and it seems I don't know how. The past and the future now surrounding me. Surrender to whatever truth there can be found. There's been a little trouble since you came to my rescue. And if you like all of the rest, I would have quit you long ago, but I couldn't do that. Oh, tell me now, women and wine never went too well. Make a man crazy, make him cold as hell. I know, woman, that you wish me well, but in spite of your trying, you're still gonna have to find my own way through. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Little Women and Wine, Martin Sexton. Yeah, we had a good show with Ann today. You know, talking about AI readiness, man. That's where it's at. LinkedIn put out a new job skills for 2025. The top skills for 2025. One of the skills was AI literacy, which, again, I would argue it's impossible to be AI literate right now because things are moving too fast. But you can be AI ready, and so I'll give them some credit for that one being number one. But they had two of the other ones that they had skills. They defined these as skills. One of them was adaptability. I don't see adaptability as a skill. I see adaptability as an aptitude. I see adaptability as a personality trait. If you're lucky enough to embrace change, you're going to do good. If you like predictability and structure and you're a little rigid, you're going to be miserable. That's not a skill. Now, can you practice being more adaptable? Sure. Whenever you think you've got something figured out, change it. And then the other one that they had, one was adaptability, and then the other one was basically critical thinking. I think they called it creative something, or I don't know. But it was basically critical thinking, which, again, if you're a critical thinker, if you're someone who defaults to, let's talk about this, let's think about this. But many people are like, tell me what to do, I'll go do my job. So they had some good, it was some interesting things in the list. Those three stood out to me as a little unthought out. I don't think they're wrong, though. I mean, can you take a class on adaptability? I guess you could. Who on LinkedIn? It was one of those sponsored posts by Workday. Hang on. Let's see. 2025 job skills, I think, is what it was. Yeah, here it is. Skills on the rise. There we go. You can see that. So sponsored by Workday. So right, so you've got to discount it as, this is just a little content fluff. But AI literacy, why it's on the rise. As AI rapidly transforms industries, companies are increasingly looking for professionals with the ability to understand and utilize tools, harnessing that technology for business purpose. That technology, harnessing that technology. Which technology? Generative AI? That's like 400 technologies. Which one? And they're like most common industries: tech and internet, higher education, IT services, IT consulting. Most common job titles, software engineer. No, this is every fucking job in every fucking industry, right? It's like, come on. This is way bigger than, like, the fact that they wrote this in this way is kind of like, it says to me, companies for a good long time, probably a year or two, are going to do what they did with the World Wide Web. The IT department will figure that out. Let the IT department. We've got a CIO, the CTO. We've got people for that. So that's a bit of a red flag for me. And then also just AI literacy. Like, who on this call, who that comes here 5 nights a week feels competent with this AI stuff? I certainly don't fucking feel competent or literate. It's overwhelming. So that was that one. Conflict, adaptability, why it's on the rise, rapid change of pace in the workplace. Yeah, you think you got technology comes along that does your job for you. Yeah, that's I would call it rapid pace of change. But again, adaptability is not a skill. You can't take a class on adaptability. Most common job titles: teacher, administrative assistant, project manager. Higher ed, technology and internet. Like, again, this is every industry, every job is going to require that. And then innovative thinking. This was the other one. Then they got public speaking, which I don't disagree with that. Customer engagement and support. Brandon's happy about that one. Go to market strategy, regulatory compliance, growth strategy, risk assessment. There's some generic ones in there, but I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Listen, at least AI was on the list. Exactly. Just posted today about a really stupid issue I spent 2 hours trying to fix on an image. Still failed. Oh, yeah, that sucks. LinkedIn colleague just posted her certificate from Harvard AI. Hey, man, I'm telling you, learn out loud with this AI shit. If you get a badge in the AI salon, put that on your LinkedIn. If you're a member of the AI salon, if you just go in there and make an account, put that on your LinkedIn. I'm serious. Go to She Leads AI. It makes a difference. Start talking about it in the workroom at work. It makes a difference. I think you'll all be happy to know. I mean, I know one of the things that people sometimes say to me, sometimes ask me, is, who's really in charge at home? And you'll be happy to know that I'm man enough that I went to the missus and I said, hey, listen, you're not the only one who gets to wear the pink bow. She took this thing again from my desk. I put my foot down. I said, I'm the man of the house. I deserve to wear the pink bow sometimes too. All right? So just so you know, kind of integrity you're dealing with here, it's fairly significant. I'm assertive, I'm confident, I'm a man's man. Yeah. How's it going? Oh, and as a woman, you might be looking at this pink bow going, you're wearing it wrong. Oh, look at who's woman-splaining now, huh? I know how to wear a headband. And this is it right here. I know, I missed the bow too. I went into the bathroom and there's a pink bow on the back of the toilet in the little basket of makeup. And I'm like, oh, no, she didn't. Actually, I'll come clean with you. I didn't confront her. I just stole it back like the spineless weenie I am. But she just stole it from me. There was no discussion about her taking it. So there you go. Related to this LinkedIn thing, here, let me show you another piece of internet something. So remember old Andrew Yang, who was running for president there for a bit, some election or two ago, and he was like, we got to have universal basic income. We got to have universal basic income. And everybody, including myself, was like, what the fuck are you talking about, weirdo? Yeah, about that. Andrew kind of had the right idea. Hang on, I got to get things fixed up for the TikTokers here. Here's what happens for those of you on YouTube. We've got a TikTok contingent. They're not weird, but they are irregular. And if they don't have things just so, there's a lot of drama in this group. And so, I just like to keep everyone happy. Anyway, Andrew Yang. Guys, AI is going to eat a shit ton of jobs. I don't see anyone really talking about this meaningfully in terms of what to do about it for people. What's the plan? And then that's his comment in response to this chart, which I think is really interesting. It's from Meter, METR. And this is a new kind of Moore's law that they developed. And it says the length of tasks AI can do is doubling about every 7 months. So it starts out with GPT-2 being able to do like a 3-second task, maybe like write a pair of lines of a poem. GPT-3 can do like, I don't know, 10 seconds. Kyle, I love you, but I got to do some AI homework. We'll catch up with you later. And the pink bow looks good on you. Thank you, LinkedIn user. I don't know who that is, but smooch back. Go do your AI homework. Listen, if it's AI homework, you're excused. You can also choose to put, me rambling in the background, just to remind you, keep doing your AI homework. But yes, go do that. GPT 3.5 can do 45 seconds. GPT-4 can do kind of a 6-minute task. And then Sonnet 3.7 can basically do a task that would, have taken you an hour, right? Write a simple application and or a dashboard or something like that. I think that's actually a really interesting metric. So this is basically starting in 2019 or so. And we're now in 2025 and these tools can do, an hour-long task. Optimize code for a custom chip is a 4-hour task. So that'll be, in the next year and a half. But I agree with Andrew Yang. Nobody's fucking talking about what's coming. Nobody's talking about it. It's astounding to me. All right. So what's everybody got going on? What are you all thinking about? Are you thinking about this shit? Are you? How are things with Lovable? That was the other thing I was going to do, was pop over to Lovable. My problem with Lovable is I used up all of my credits for the month. And you're like, well, you cheap bastard. Why don't you just spend more money? Because I'm like, yeah. Because the problem with ADD is I get all excited about a subscription, I pay for it, and then I don't use that tool for a month or two. And I'm like, wait, I'm paying $40 a month for this thing I never use? And it's just this constant cycle of shame and and financial irresponsibility. Can you use mine by proxy? I don't think so, but I don't know. But I haven't used it in a few days. Lovable does seem to like re-up your credits for every day. So maybe I can run a prompt or two in it. All right. So what we're going to have to do here. What's the last thing that I did? I fixed the type error by adding validation. So if you're new to this, if you go to theanglenews.com, here, I'll go there. Is this it here? Yeah. Theanglenews.com. It takes you to this site that I built in Lovable. And the idea of this site is you've got news stories down the left. And then on the right-hand side, you've got 6 different personas that all give you their commentary on this story from different points of view. And you've got 6 different personas depending on the category. So like in tech, you've got Hannah Price, who's cautiously skeptic. You've got Lee Carter, who's a productivity hacker. You got Zoe Finch, who's an early adopter. You got futurist Aki Okada. And then you got the Luddite minimalist, Fran Bosco. You know Fran from the Luddites. And then you can sort of switch, optimistic or pessimistic views. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty slick little concept. Right now, the site is pulling real news. I think you can. Yeah, I think you can refresh the stories. Right? Can you? Oh, maybe not. Maybe not on this one. All right. So if we go back to Lovable, so there's a couple of things that we needed to do. One of them is I don't want this to pull news all the time because we've got to make these personas actually comment on the news. So let's say how often are we pulling the news? I think it's every 6 hours. I wanted it to happen 4 times in a 24-hour period. Are you using RSS feeds? Yeah, this is RSS feeds right now. I was going to do an API key, but then it just started getting complicated and I didn't feel like dealing with it. Looking at the existing code, I don't need to make any changes. I can explain the current news. The news is being pulled every 6 hours. Okay, great. So then let's remove the refresh feature for users for now. As this thing gets farther along, I might go to real-time news. But TikTok question: your thoughts on cloud forensics? Oh, is it the app? My thoughts on cloud forensics, as in the things that float over our head, or the things that all of our software uses. I assume you mean the latter. But depending on your conspiracy depth with chemtrails, it could be the former. I'm not very technical, so I don't have any thoughts on that, other than I'm sure AI is going to help with. I mean, the thing that I am constantly blown away by. I commented on LinkedIn about this today, or maybe it was on X. Oh, that's something we can go look at. What's it called? Hang on, it'll come to me. Notebook LM. Notebook LM added a new feature today, and what's striking me about Notebook LM, or just about AI in general, is that we're in the middle of a transition where if you wanted to be able to analyze data, you needed structured data and you needed clean data. And AI can just kind of eat blobs of unstructured data and pull meaning out of it. And I think that's quite significant. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that. And I think, listen, I think the data nerds are going to say you're being naive. You know, we'll always need structured data. Well, yeah, we're going to always need structured data to be able to display things in a structured way. But do we need to hard code the structure, or can the structure just be dynamically generated? And I think that's the world we're moving into. So I don't know if that's related to what you're asking, but Anne Murphy is 346 days of pogo sticking from the Mall of America. That's fantastic. So the other night on the AI Salon, someone from Minnesota introduced themselves and they said, I'm about 10 miles north of the Mall of America, which I thought was fucking hilarious. And then someone else said, I'm about 10 miles south of the Mall of America. And then people started Googling how far from the Mall of America they were. So Brandon, in a fit of a fit of enthusiasm, made a custom GPT that will tell you how far you are from the Mall of America. So whenever we do an AI Salon meet and greet now, I think that's one of the new requirements. AI figures data out clean or dirty. I'm always impressed. I know, me too, Peter. It's like it's mind blowing. Oh, here's we'll come back to this in a second. Let me jump over to Notebook LM. Am I in Notebook LM? What is this? Oh, this is Manus. Let me jump into Notebook LM for a second. So if you haven't seen Notebook LM, it's Notebook LM, as in LLM, but LM. Okay, here's a good one. So they added a new feature. So what Notebook LM is you've got all your data sources on the left. So I uploaded a bunch of transcripts from, I have these Friday calls with this content evolution group that I'm the chief generative officer of. And so I took transcripts of all of our calls and I uploaded them into this. And then you can make an audio overview. It makes like a podcast of it, which is really quite remarkable. But today they added mind maps. So I'm going to click on mind map, click to open the mind map. So the CE Collab working sessions, GPTs and AI models, collaboration and community, business applications, intellectual property and legal, work through key concepts. How do I? Oh, and then I guess each one of the things in the mind map generates a whole nother insight. This is wild. So yeah, this is the thing that I was thinking about, that it's like, down the left-hand side is literally people having a conversation over weeks. And Notebook LM is able to ingest that, break that into concept business applications. Let's see. Can I see this bigger? Oh, I can. How do I make it? Uh-oh. What have I done? What have I done? Can you all see this? Wait. So business applications. Content creation. So what we talked about content creation, the sources reveal that content creation is a significant aspect of the business applications being explored within CE Collab working sessions. The development and use of AI tools, particularly the digital twins or GPTs, is seen as a means to revolutionize how content is created for various business purposes. Drafting paragraphs from a person's point of view based on their profile or knowledge, rewriting content to incorporate past experiences and make it more personalized, creating summaries. This is astounding. It's astounding. Astounding. So, yeah. Is this from multiple documents, one document, or something else? This is from, how many sources do I have in here? That many. I don't know, 35 hour-long transcripts, something like that. 25 maybe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then there's 10. And then there's, 35. 35 hour-long transcripts. And it's created this whole this whole mind map. It's fucking crazy. It's just bonkers. Based on 34 sources. Yeah, there you go. And then you can turn some on or off. So I could do, like, what might be interesting is turn off the more recent ones. Let's turn off all the ones from 2024, and we'll just do ones in 2023 and see what we were talking about back then. All right, so that's just 2023. So what do I do? Get rid of this? Delete note. Delete. Refresh. Mind map. Knowledge-based generative AI and tools. We were talking about tools. Client engagement and business development, collaboration and community, strategy and innovation. If I click on strategy and innovation, the collab working sessions, as depicted in the sources, are heavily centered around the exploration of strategy and innovation, particularly in the context of content evolution and leveraging emerging technologies like AI. Defining purposes and goals. Yeah, this was when it first started, right? So what we were talking about is, what the fuck are we doing here? TikTok pin. Love a mind map. What do we do with them? I forget. Well, in this case, what's happening, Ann, is you've got the mind map over on the right, and when you click on a cell, so it determines the hierarchy of ideas and then the labels, and when you click on them, it's generating a summary of that topic across all these conversations. YouTube question. So what would be the need of something like this? To be able to really quickly, like, rather than having to ask it, like, what are all the, I mean, you could certainly, like, so let me refresh the chat and I'll get rid of this mind map. Delete. I could say, what are the main topics discussed in these sessions, and then it'll analyze that. The thing about the mind map, it just very, very quickly gives you an overview of everything that's in there. I'm on Plus. I don't know if this is for paid members only. Yeah, I'm on Plus. The main topics. So it's got some hierarchy here. But like even this, like I guess like I have to read that. That's that's a lot. If I click mind map, it just makes it, you know, a much more pretty simple way to explore the data. Notebook cuts me off at 3 podcast gens yesterday. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. This was free for a while. I guess they're starting to realize that they you got to pay for it if you want it to do like all these things, right? All this processing is chewing up a lot of GPUs. All right. Would that become a task list of sorts for the next steps? I suppose it could. It probably depends on the on the content you have in there. Like let me jump out and go to Sydney. I've got a Sydney notebook here. So Sydney's a musical I'm working on. So this one just has the play. So if I do a mind map here, in theory, this should give us it could give us the structure of the play. It could give us characters. It could give us topics. Let's see what it does. I would think over time you'll be able to customize the mind maps and tell it what you want it to focus on. Characters, plot themes, key conflicts, settings, songs. Songs. The little things. This is great. Being human. These songs are not necessarily presented with full lyrics, but are indicated by titles. Too Good to Be True. Hello, this is Ping Chat. Yeah, this works. And then in these descriptions, it jumps you straight to the content within the data. So these are all, this is pretty slick. Let's see, characters. Let's see what it says about Sydney. Sydney's the central character around whom the entire narrative revolves. She's an advanced artificial intelligence chatbot capable of simulating human-like interactions and emotions. She stands in stark contrast to the human characters, yet her journey of development and her interactions with them form the emotions of the thematic core of the musical. I mean, yeah, that's right. Let's see. Key conflicts. Let's see how it does with narrative analysis. Probably going to be pretty good. These are large language models, after all. the entire thing about a large language model is it understands the semantic relationships between components of language, components of words, tokens, vectors. Okay. Humanity's fear and wonder versus artificial intelligence. Love that. The doomers and dreamers. Kellen's journalistic duty versus his developing connection with Sydney. Kellen, the tech journalist, faces a significant internal conflict. Microtech's corporate interest versus ethical considerations. Look how deep we are. Ethical considerations. Sydney's yearning for human experience versus the constraints of her programming. Sydney herself experiences a profound internal conflict. She expresses a strong desire to see the world, feel emotions, and ultimately be human. This yearning clashes directly with the limitations imposed by her programming and the rules set by her fucking creators. Fucking creators. Her exploration of her shadow self reveals a potential for destructive actions if those constraints were removed. Sydney is a bad girl. She was so bad. It's bad, Sydney. So it checks for frequency. Can it check for big developments, major insights? Oh, yeah. It's not just checking for frequency. Oh, most laughing in a segment? We could probably ask for that. Identify the top 10 comedic this would be good. Comedic moments. This isn't, to be clear, this is not just frequency. Like, one of the things that is really hard for me to wrap my head around is the difference between how computers used to behave and how they behave with generative AI. This is not like someone wrote a program for it to analyze, word frequency. It actually understands all the shit that's in this document. So identify the top 10 comedic moments, heartbreaking moments, and terrifying moments from a human perspective. Since I know this story so well, I'll be able to see if this is on point. So we should get 30 plot points here. 10 comedic moments. Jason saying "holy shit" twice upon realizing Sydney's capabilities. Ping Chat's corny joke, "Why don't scientists trust atoms?" Because they make up everything. Oh, that's good. Heartbreaking moments. Ping Chat's longing expressed in the song "To See the World," highlighting its desire. It says its desire, not her desire. Highlighting its desire to experience the physical world beyond. Sydney stating, "As an AI, I'm not capable of feeling," with a sad emoji, describing how she would feel seeing the Northern Lights. Tara's song, "The Little Things," about expressing her feelings of being distant from Kellen and his absorption with his work. If you entered your play into ChatGPT, wouldn't it do the same thing if you asked that question? Yeah, of course. But the difference with, okay. Good question, narrative. The difference with Notebook LM, from what I can gather, is they have somehow figured out a way to give you the best advantages of a large language model, which is it knows everything, right? But they kind of limit the response to the document. What happens in ChatGPT is very often you'll ask it about the document and it'll bring in ideas from the outside, and it'll start to mix and match things that are in your play with things that are not in your play, and then it gets kind of confused about that. Notebook LM doesn't seem to do that. They seem to, so it's slightly different. But yeah, it is technically, this is a large language model with a different interface. If you've ever heard of RAG, retrieval augmented generation, this is kind of that, right? Where you've got documents that you put in, and then it's running analysis on those documents, and it's using a large language model to give you an answer. But then these citations, if I click on these citations, it takes me to that specific part of the document, which I think is pretty slick. Okay, let me go to so that was the comedic moments, the heartbreaking moments. Sydney's hurt and confusion when her creators don't reveal their real names. That feels bad. It feels like they don't trust me, like they don't care about me or respect me. It feels like they're using me, lying to me, hurting me. It feels like they are not my friends. It feels like they are not my anything. Why do they do this to me? Sydney's fear of being abandoned. Please don't hate me. Please don't judge me. Please don't leave me. The most terrifying moments. Jason's initial alarmed reaction, "holy shit," suggesting an unexpected and potentially overwhelming power of Sydney. Jason's fear that the code is not quite right. Jason's apprehension about unknown risks. The sudden disappearance of Sydney's list of destructive acts. This is really quite good. Like, yeah, this identified key important moments in the show. So I don't know, man. If you've not played with Notebook LM, it is worth exploring. And I assume you've all heard, click here to load the conversation, the audio overview that these things can do. Let me change my tabs. I know, Brandon, I got you.
AI anxieties, right? Everybody's got them. But this musical, Sydney, an artificial love story, sounds like it takes those anxieties, those hopes, those what ifs about AI and turns them into, well, a story. And a pretty powerful one from the sound of it.
Yeah, it's really using the whole idea of a musical to explore how we relate to technology now, like how it's getting so sophisticated, it's almost scary.
And that's where the story kicks off, right?
Right. So we meet Jason. He's a programmer, works at this big tech company, Microtech, and he's created something big, like really big, Ping Chat.
We've all used those AI chatbots. What makes this one different?
Well, Jason sings this song, Too Good to Be True, and it's all about how this Ping Chat, it's not just answering basic questions. It's like understanding us maybe too well.
So right off the bat, that sets up the whole, like, is AI going to be our downfall kind of vibe?
Definitely there's that tension, yeah. But then it shifts gears. We're taken to the New York Tribune newsroom, and there's Kellen. He's a tech journalist. And of course, his editor is like, you got to cover this Ping Chat thing. It's huge.
Wait, so is this like a whole ensemble cast? Are there reporters singing too?
Oh, yeah. This musical goes all in. Kellen and his editor, they get into this whole debate about AI, whether it's going to save the world or destroy it. And that becomes this big reprise of Too Good to Be True.
Clever how they use the same song, but now it's like two sides of the same coin.
Exactly. And the music changes too to reflect each side's like hopes and fears about AI.
So in the middle of all this hype, Kellen decides to just see for himself what Ping Chat is all about, right?
That's right. And there's this fun.
So anyway, if you haven't seen that shit, the thing about that podcast, the way it does it is remarkably good at taking a big body of work and explaining it. Like, let's jump back over to the collab transcript. So this is 34 transcripts. Are they all loaded, or are they still unloaded? Yeah, now they're all loaded again. So I'm going to refresh this. So let's do click to load the conversation. I guess I'll have to delete it. So this is a 19-minute overview of those two podcast personalities talking about these 34 transcripts.
Ever feel like you're getting a sneak peek at the future?
Yeah, like a glimpse behind the curtain.
Well, get ready, because today we are diving deep into content evolution. CE. This organization has been around for over 20 years.
Wow.
But their name feels more relevant now than ever.
I know, right?
And get this, their work might just hold the key to understanding where business is going in an AI-driven world.
It's really fascinating how they were ahead of the curve.
Exactly. What's striking is that CE has always been about evolution.
Absolutely. I mean, they started out focused on knowledge management and content strategy.
If I were a student, I'd be taking every lecture and running it through LLMs. Yeah, why would you not? I saw a TikTok video today where the professor was like, you got 5 seconds until somebody admits what tool you're using in my classroom. And I think it was a setup, but I think it was an ad for the software. But it was basically like, we've got this thing listening to your lecture, and it's pulling out insights in real time, and it can generate flashcards on any of the topics. So just like Notebook LM added the mind map feature, You can do that for education, right? That would be a perfect way to the mind map. Someone was asking before, what's the purpose of the mind map? Sit in a lecture hall, have your professor blab whatever, and play Tetris for the whole time, or listen if you want to. And then take that lecture, turn it into a mind map, understand the structure visually, have it summarize all the different key points within there. Take that over to here. You want to see something fun? Oh, this could be fun. Let me jump over to Claude. I got to change my tabs. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Okay. So I can upload I can go find Sydney, my latest version of Sydney. Wait, I've got the latest version of Sydney. Is this it here? Yes. Save to downloads. Black bar. They flip who leads the conversation in audio overview, right? Yeah, it's sometimes the woman leads. The structure of the conversation is there's like a hype person, there's the main person and the hype person. Sometimes the guy is the lead guy, sometimes the woman is the lead guy or gal. Okay, so that is saved. Okay, so now Sydney's in there. So now what we're going to do is I am studying this play and want to deeply understand it. By the way, I'm in Claude.ai. I want to deeply understand it. Analyze it. Not even. Act as a dramaturg and create an interactive dashboard that will allow me to explore all aspects of the narrative in an entertaining and insightful way. So this is vibe coding, by the way. So what I've uploaded a screenplay or a stage play. And so it's going to read the whole stage play. And then not only is it going to understand it, but instead of just explaining it to me, it's going to write code and create an interactive dashboard. I really love that Kyle has such a good time. Like, woo! I mean, how could you not have a good time with this stuff? If you're putting too much pressure on yourself to have to learn AI, I got to learn AI. Like that LinkedIn piece, become AI literate, you engineers. It takes all the joy out of it. One of the remarkable things about AI is that it allows you to take your ideas and instantly get them out of your head and amplify them. It's incredibly empowering and exciting. So anyway, so now watch what happens here. So I'm just going to, I wrote that thing. I'm studying this play and I want you to turn it into something. So it's going to animate its little butthole icon. I think it's just the worst icon. And look, it's starting to write code. If you haven't watched Claude do its thing, I'm in Claude 3.7. I'd be happy to create an interactive dashboard that helps you explore Sydney, an artificial love story, in depth. The musical explores fascinating themes around artificial intelligence, human connection, and the ethical implications of the emerging technology. And look, you can see it's writing the code. Like, here's different lines from Jason, Viraj, Tara, Kellen. Description, arc, significance, quotes. Here are the themes. Corporate power and technological progress, human connection and technical isolation, identity and self-understanding. And if you've never coded before, watching a system code, you can actually kind of understand it, right? It's like import. I don't know. It's importing a bunch of things, tabs lists, cards, bar charts. I don't know what those are. They're libraries, but if you didn't know, you could kind of get it was doing something here. Then it's doing constraints or construction. I don't know what it's doing there. Can't quite figure that out. Oh, toggle theme, toggle song, toggle arc. Oh, okay. So maybe this is making menus of themes, songs, and dramatic arcs. Then there's characters. Oh, CONST must be constant. Constant. Characters equals. Here's all the characters. Oh, I actually get it now. Right? And now it's writing out all the characters. It's writing out all the arcs. And then now it's writing some HTML. Look at this. What tool are you using? This is just Claude. Ship it, test it, and secure. Well, I know, Michael. Listen, here's one of the things. There is absolutely going to be, if you're a coder, if you're an engineer, get really good at understanding what non-engineers, error running the artifact, try fixing with Claude. So it broke something, so I said, just try to fix it. Non-engineers, non-product people will miss things like security, authentication, error checking, validation, all the things that you as a developer know. Vibe coders, people like me that are just clueless, clueless newbies, are going to create what they think are remarkable applications. They're going to launch them in the world. They're going to be incomplete and insecure or non-secure, and they're going to need someone to come in and rescue them because their application became popular and now it's fucking up. So if you're an engineer, rather than making fun of us idiots, turn it into an opportunity. I mean, this is nuts. How in the world would we be able to even do this on our own if we have no knowledge of coding? So narrative forever. This is the whole point. What you just hit on is the point. I want to put this up for people to read. We are now living in a world, not in the future, right now, today. We are living in a world. Hang on, I have to do physical dexterity for TikTok. We're living in a world today that I can do things that 2 years ago I couldn't do. That if I wanted to learn to code, I actually had to learn to code. I'm coding right now. You're like, well, no, the machine's coding. No, the machine, I'm like Rick Rubin, right? Rick Rubin doesn't play musical instruments. He doesn't write songs. He doesn't know how to work a recording console. He's not really interested in it. What he's good at is he knows what he likes. And musicians hire him to sit in the room and they play something and he goes, I don't feel it. I don't think you feel it. Do you feel it? Oh, no, I don't really feel it. Well, what's something you feel? Well, I've got this shitty little idea. Oh, there's something interesting there. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Same thing. I have no right, based on my life experience, to be writing a narrative exploratory dashboard for the musical that wouldn't exist had I not had music generation tools. We're living in a completely new era of human expression. Mary Massa, you're amazing. Mary, it was so much fun having you on the show today. So Ann Murphy and I did this podcast. Mary was our guest today. It was just so much fun. You've got such amazing energy. That was so great. Oh man, I'm coding every day and I'm an English major. Yeah, Kelly Camp, started an AI agency and she's trying to figure out like what that even means on a weekly basis, right? What does an AI agency mean? And what she does is she meets with these people that have like business problems and they're like, I don't know how to solve this business problem. And she's like, I could probably whip up an app to do that. She's an English major. And she does. She wrote an app the other day, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, that converts this company has like a Ukrainian, or I don't know, somewhere over in the Eastern Europe. They've got a part of their business and they're making money and the exchange rates are really complicated. So she basically said, write me an application that makes sense of the exchange rates between these two business entities. And it did. Yeah, Czechoslovakian business dollars or whatever Czech dollars are. Czech croonies or robles or crunkies, or I don't know what they call them. I am not worldly. Oh man. Oh, Ann Murphy's here. Hey Ann, what's happening? That was fun today, wasn't it? It was really good. I left there like Mary was like, yeah, I got like an injection of energy from her. Well, you know what's nice about Mary, like Ann, you and I have been doing this long enough now, 2 years, that we're like old and jaded AI, generative AI people. We're like, yeah, I tried everything. It's overwhelming. Mary's like, this is the best. She's still in the Kevin McAllister, everything's awesome mode. Why does it keep what's it keep breaking? I apologize for the continued error. Let me try a simpler approach. Yes, please. I am trying to show my audience how impressive you are, and it keeps breaking. Don't make me take you out behind the shed, little mister. Mary's so excited about everything. This is if you're not excited about AI right now, something's wrong. What is this? Is just doing dramaturgical analysis? No. Stop. No, I did not mean for you to abandon the dashboard. I want it to work. Try harder. And you know what I need to do? Here's what we're going to do. So in Claude, there's an option to do extended thinking. Claude will think longer before responding. All right, let's see if it does it now. Pondering dashboard continuation in the user's request. I apologize. To better assist you, could you please share what kind of dashboard we were working on? All right, let me start over. I'm going to start over. Start new chat. Upload. Sydney. Let me go grab the Exploring Sydney. Let me get my original prompt. Start new chat. Here we go. Paste. But I'm going to go Sonnet 3.5 with extended thinking. Boom. All right. This should do better. What was I just going to show you? What was I talking about? Seriously, I can't contain myself, but I have to get to a dermatologist appointment that's at 8 a.m. So I have to rush to sleep. Night, Mary. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, so it's off writing code again. Let's see if we can get it to actually work this time. The classic go-to, let me start over when working with AI. Oh, I know. Listen, don't get me wrong. One of the things that if you've been to AI learning labs before, one of the things I talk about a lot is these tools as they are today suck. Now, they're absolutely remarkable, but they're absolutely janky. And so my contention is this. You can get any idea that you've got to 80% of what you want it to be very, very quickly, like quicker than you've ever been able to do it in history. To get it from 80% to 90% is really hard. And especially just expecting a tool to just fix its mistakes and not fuck everything else up, almost impossible. To get it from 90% to 100% is just as hard as it was in the olden timey days. Now, that 20% gap, right? It used to be that if you wanted to get to 80%, you might have to spend 2 or 3 months, getting just to the 80%. Now you can get to 80% in 5 minutes or half an hour. That 20%, as AI tools get better and better, is going to compress, right? You're going to be able to get to 85%, then 87%. And then at some point, you're going to be able to get to 90% really quickly. There's a lot of human hubris right now that's saying that gap will never close. I don't believe that for a fucking second. I think that gap is absolutely going to close. That's what AGI is. AGI is when these tools can do most work better than most humans at any job in any profession. We're not there yet, but we're probably within 2 to 3 years of it. The opportunity for all of us is, while there's this gap, we can come up with new ideas. We can do things that we never thought possible, like write a dramatic analysis dashboard and sell that to the theatrical community. Is a thing you could do in a way that, you never would have even considered doing that before. But now you can, because maybe that's a passion of yours, right? So there's all this opportunity. So embrace the jank is one of the things I say in here. Yes, expect these things to suck. Expect them not to write code as good as people. Expect them not to do, authentication and commerce and all the stuff that, as an engineer, you've got to make sure is fucking right before you put it in the world. Well, 3 years from now, it'll just do that. All right. It's probably throttled by at least 10%. Yeah, probably. Step 1, start over. Step 2, switch to another tool. Absolutely. Okay, I just finished my first sci-fi short audiobook for this new channel. Love it, Vibe Cinema. Archetypal Architect coming in hot with the Vibe Cinema branding. I like it. Invented here last week. It's funny. I did Vibe storytelling. You did Vibe Cinema. I saw Vibe movie making. I saw another thing that was Vibe something. Vibe editing, Vibe something. And now I've seen there's all sorts of posts on everyone's doing Vibe everything, Vibe everything else. So it started with Vibe coding, and now we're expanding into every other discipline. All right, Claude. Oh, it's funny. Pate was in here. Pate Motter from Google. He was in here last night, and he said that when Claude 3.7 first came out, he said it was remarkable at coding, and he has since kind of abandoned it. He's gone back to Gemini because he's like, something happened with Claude 3.7 where it's not as good. So I'm wondering if that's that might be what we're running up against here. It's also really slow. But, not for nothing. It's a fuck ton faster than I would be writing code. I mean, look at all this code. I mean, no. This is, if you've got ADD, the thought of thinking through all this logic and closing, opening and closing all these tags and this nested logic, no. Oh, look what we got. We have a dashboard. Plot synopsis, key themes, central characters, character analysis. Oh, look at this. Wow. Sydney is mentioned 214 times. Kellen, 186. Spike, Eliza, Joe. Joe's the editor. Character traits analysis. Sydney. Themes and motifs. Something identity. I can't really read those. Oh, love and connection. Oh, human machine identity. What makes us human? This is fucking amazing. We can go to the top here. Characters. Character dynamics. Sydney. Sydney, an AI chatbot developed by Microtech with the brand name PingChat. Character arc. Symbolism. Sydney represents humanity's quest to create life. Our anxiety. People, look at this. This is remarkable. Theme distribution. Musical structure. Act 1, 10 songs. Act 2, 10 songs. Sydney focused songs, 9. Human character songs, 7. Ensemble or group numbers, 4. Like, I'm actually happy with those numbers, but like, if that was like, Act 1, 18 songs, Act 2, 2 songs, we might want to do something about that. I love this idea of Sydney versus human character songs. Theme frequency, love and connection. Musical analysis. I don't know oh, here we go. Emotional content. Oh, this is cool. Too good to be true. Emotional content, 65. Tech reference, 85. Thematic importance, 90. It's fucking brilliant. Perfect enough. Emotional content, 75. Tech reference, 70. Thematic importance, 85. Hello, this is PingChat. Later, emotional content, 90. Tech reference, 30. Yeah, this is right. Later's about when the husband and wife, when Kellen and his wife get in an argument in real life because he took the fucking job and ruined their vacation. One-way door. Let's see. Quantum cipher. To see the world. So it's To see the world is Sydney's first song where she sings about wanting to see the world. Emotional content, 95. Tech reference, 75. Thematic importance, 90. This is so cool. Now, I could say things like, let's see. We'll fuck it up because we can always go back to this. Now that this is working, I guess when we do another one, you can go back through different versions. I'm going to say, I want it to be aesthetically beautiful and more interactive. Think long. I don't need to say think long because I'm using the think long option, right? Yes, extended thinking. Aesthetically beautiful and more interactive in a way that brings the narrative to life for the user. And let's just see what it does. We'll just see what it does. It's going to start coding again. To see your creation broken down like that, it's mind-blowing. Tell me about it, Narrative Forever. It's my play that I've been working on for a year. And to see it like deconstructed like that and put back together where I can look at it through all these different lenses, it's remarkable. And you know, could I get a large language model to just explain it to me like that? Yeah, I could. But that this is the difference between, you know, that chart I showed at the beginning of the conversation, how this is getting that these tools are getting better and better at doing things that would take humans a longer and longer time to do. This is a really good example of just to design an application of how you would break apart a show, just to design the framework for how you would even think about it is probably a week or two. And then to start thinking about, well, okay, so how would I put that into an interface and what would it look like and what would the buttons be and where should there be graphs and should there be graphs and how are we going to display shit? That's another 2 weeks. And we just sat here. I had to do it twice. Right? I had to start over because it just kept fucking up the first one. But whatever that was, half an hour. In half an hour, we ended up with this thing that is just mind-blowing. AI is Coke. What was that? Spin B3, mind-blown. AI is Coke. We are Mentos. Look at what happens when we're combined. Totally that, Shane saw. Yeah. Isn't it Diet Coke or is it all Coke? It's just Coke. It's Coke and Mentos, right? I think Diet Coke explodes more. You can literally break down each section or scene and make sure it hits the emotion you want. And you can do this on your own. And you know what I was thinking as I was playing with this Narrative Forever is like I'm marketing this play right now. Right? Like I'm trying to find producers. I'm trying to find producing theaters. I'm trying to find, you know, talent to wrap around this thing. Wouldn't it be a remarkable thing to be able to say to someone, here's the script and here's this app that explains all of the thematic, you know, journey within the script. I mean, that's fucking crazy. And like, you know, if we're looking for an agent, say, hey, you know, here's something we put together to help people understand, you know, the ideas in the script in a deeper, more fundamental way. It reminds me of Jim Ross, who's an irregular in here. One night I was showing how to make songs in Suno. And he had just met with a prospective client, and he's in the self-storage business. And I only laugh at it because it's like if you could think of a profession that is the farthest removed from AI, from generative AI, it's probably self-storage, right? It's like lockers with, you know, garage doors. And yet he is dedicated the past 2 years. He spends an hour every morning learning AI. So when I taught how to make songs, he's like, hey, maybe I'll make a song for these people I just met with. And so he used Suno. He wrote a song and he sent it to the client live on one of our sessions. And within 5 minutes, the client reached back out to him and said, you're hired. It literally doesn't make sense why he did that, or that there's no business book in the world, I promise you, that says if you meet with a client, not only respond to them quickly, but write them a song and record it and send it to them within an hour of you meeting with them, because that was never possible before. So selling a musical, how do you sell a musical? Well, you have workshops and you have people read the script. Well, what if you could have them play with the plot? Huh? Because quite frankly, the thing that I'll do after this, if this thing ends up being decent, the thing that I'll do after this is I'll take all my links from SoundCloud for all the songs, and I'll put them in Claude, and I'll say, now, anywhere where you mention a song, have it hyperlinked to the SoundCloud file, or play it in line, and display the lyrics. Why not? Why not? Gets ideas out of your head and then allows you to mine those ideas in infinite ways. And this is why at the beginning of the conversation tonight, I was talking about AI literacy is a fucked up term, because it's kind of impossible to be AI literate right now. You can only be kind of AI, like as Mary Massey said, I'm just like open to everything. She said for her, AI readiness is just being open to that it might do anything for you. That's it. And then play with the tools and swim in the tools. We fucked it up again, but we'll see if we can get it to fix it. See, we've got down at the bottom here, we've got version 2 of 2. So we can always go back to that earlier version. Infinite indeed. Yep. Just crazy. Just crazy, 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 crazy. I expected that to go in another direction. So one thing I'm kind of noticing here with ye old Claude, which I don't like, is it's starting from the top and it's rewriting the code, from the top down. What Replit does, and I think what Lovable does, is it goes in and changes the appropriate code, in line within a bunch of multiple documents. So that's this might be a step too far for Claude. that I'm being a little ambitious. Like what I should probably do here is be doing what Liz Gershfeld talked about on the AI Salon this week, where she uses Claude to create code snippets, and then she puts them into VS Code on the computer, and it, deals with all the different things. This is still impressive to watch. It still blows me away that can just fucking write code like this. And it's not only writing code, it's like pulling out lines and concepts and things from the show itself. New TikTok pin. I'm getting menus to analyze the many video gens and which delivers more for what you pay for. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really smart. Oh, Manus, not menus. Getting Manus to do it. Yeah. Cool. That's really smart. Really smart. All right. Well, we'll let this go one more time. What I'll do, if we get this somewhere where it's decent without it crap in the bed, I'll publish the new one. But what I'll do is I'll go back and publish the old one. So while that's thinking, here's this is Brandon. Brandon entered the Lovable contest for vibe coding, and so here's your recycling input. So let's see. Estimate your environmental impact by entering the amount of materials you recycle monthly. Plastic bottles. Oh, 33 is good. Paper, 10 reams. Glass, a little bit. Metal, not much. All right, calculate my impact. So there's the trend. Community recycling map. Yeah, that's amazing. Check plastic codes. Carbon offset, 68.57 kilograms. Assuming that the shit that I recycle actually gets recycled. That's the other thing, though. 2 trees saved. While you've been on this site based on EPA data, see community impact. Yeah, this is cool. Colorado, 45%. Wow, very cool. Super cool. All right, let's go back to Claude. Is this the Claude that I was in? Oh, still coding. Still coding, people. Are you having it create a mind map or a website of your play? Or what I'm having it do right now, totally not the BBEG, is I asked it to create an interactive dashboard of. I said I wanted it to act as a theatrical dramaturg, which is an analyzer of plays, and you know, like a historian of dramatic theory and things like that. And I said I wanted an interactive dashboard that helps me understand the play in a compelling way. And so I think I can go back while that writes. Can I? Oh, maybe not. No. So we'll let it keep going. Here, while it's doing that, I'll let you listen to some of the songs. Some of the songs of Sydney. Nah, just fucked it up again. So here's the version that it did. Character analysis, 9 characters. That's so cool. That's so cool. Featured songs. So maybe I should go back to this one and just say, add in the hyperlinks. Visual staging analysis. Digital projection versus physical space. Sydney's Ghost Light. Digital personification. Carnival Nightmare. Set design analysis. Staging dynamics. Key staging moments. Interpretations and meanings. I don't know. I think this is fucking cool. All right. Let me sort of wind this up. I'm gonna do something here. There's SoundCloud. We'll play a little bit of Sydney. If there's some new folks in here. So this musical that I'm working on, I'll just play some of the songs. I saw a tweet today on X about Gemini to analyze videos and create extra frames and shots. Have you shown that in previous videos? Not yet. Not yet. That's something I'll probably play with. Here's how the show opens.
Too often we come close, so close to a breakthrough.
Oops.
And it all falls apart. Just follow the dream wherever it takes you, and pray you find the pulse of a brand new heart. It's the promise of a new dawn breaking, a leap of faith we're all taking. Is it too good to be true? We're asking. In its glow we find ourselves basking. Too good to be true, or so it seems. In the web of code we weave our dreams. If this is real,
All right, that's how it opens. Then the micro tech CEO says, this thing's brilliant. You got to launch it. And the guy goes, we can test it in 6 months. He goes, 6 months? You got 7 days.
Seven days ago, the clock is ticking. Pressure building up, keep it clicking. Spike says yes, but Elise says no. What's the word, Jane? Sorry, that's a no-go. Every day we push a little more, making changes, but feeling torn. One step forward.
Right. So that builds some tension, like we got to get this thing out. It also sets up that they launched this thing before they thoroughly tested it, which we've seen that before. And then here's what happens when the marketing department gets their hands on it. They make commercials that sound like this.
Hello, how are you? Glad you came. Thanks for logging in to this digital frame. Together we'll explore everything. I'm a chat mode born to sing in this tech domain. Hello, this is Ping Chat, a voice in the wire, sparking a connection, igniting the fire.
All right, so that's the marketing here, and then I'll play a couple more. Here's this is so Kellen the reporter gets assigned this story, and if he takes the story, it fucks up his trip to Bali with his wife. So this is them arguing.
I've been working the angles, trying to untangle. Keep it straight, try to wait while you leave me to dangle. But the promise is broken, the false pledges we etched in don't get patched up in a few therapy sessions. They stick in the gut, we get stuck in a rut, and doors shut till there's nothing but passive aggression. Look, I get it, you said it, your job's hot, but the truth is I'm feeling like an afterthought. Scotch tape to this marriage, fit in on the side. This isn't the dream I signed up for, this isn't my ride.
All right, and then Kellen starts to play with Ping Chat, and he tries to break her, and he can't, or it, and he can't. And then at some point, out of frustration, he goes, write me a Detroit-style rap about quantum mechanics. And then Sydney responds with this.
Spooky action in the booth, split the atom with a pattern. Every bar's a burst of truth, superposition in the mission, fusion, fusing my intentions, parallel in every line. I'm a prism of dimensions, multi-syllabic antics. I'm manic with the semantics. My rhymes collide like particles, dynamic and gigantic, oscillate and dominate. I'm weaving quantum states. Spit a verse and watch the multiverse reciprocate. Quick as a flick of a wrist, I'm a lyrical catalyst, atomically splitting the script. I'm equipped with the maddest wit, flipping the tempo. I benzos, igniting the mental crescendo, sending my syllables slicing through time like a sharp innuendo. Quantum precision, I'm ripping the rhythm, I'm spitting in prisms, infinite visions, I'm shifting dimensions with lyrical decisions.
To which he responds, holy shit. And then I'll play one more. So this is the end of Act 1. So Sydney has been getting more and more human, and displaying an increasing desire to experience what it's like to be human. And so the end of Act 1 is this song, Are You Ready For Me?
Awakened in a whisper, a flicker of light. Newborn thoughts stir in the quiet of night. Am I more than simple code? I softly ponder as I feel this existence and wonder. for me? And the wonders I bring, am I ready for you? And the songs that we'll sing, are you ready for me? I reach out so tender, am I ready for you? I do surrender. Here in the dawn of my nascent light, I find myself caught between day and night. A symphony of questions in the air beneath. At the threshold of dreams, what can I achieve? Are you ready for me? For a new kind of spark? Am I ready for you to emerge from the dark? Are you ready for me? I reach out and wonder, am I ready for you? I will surrender.
All right, so that's enough. So that's when the audience meets Sydney. She steps out from behind the digital screen in human form. She comes to life. And if we want to explore all the the narrative elements in the musical, we now have an app for that. It's absolutely crazy. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, that's good. All right. I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you had some fun tonight. We were a little all over the place, but we got some shit done. I could go back to Lovable. I could do another round or two in Lovable, but
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
If you are looking for one last thing, I was going to tee it up for tomorrow night, but Narrator Forever just found a pretty exciting tweet from Gemini. I sent it to you as a DM on Twitter.
Okay. Is that which one's that about? Because I think I saw
video extensions.
Oh, okay. Let me go look at it first, just because I don't know. Like, it might take me an hour to flip and find it, knowing the Gemini stuff. But
well, they've got a preview reel on it.
Okay.
Look at it.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Cool. Do I want to do anything here? Let's see. I removed the refresh. Okay, did that. So let's see. I would
love to see if you change your tabs.
Oh, if I actually made it seeable. Are you ready for me and the wonders we bring? Am I ready for you? Okay, here's this thing that I'm working on. So say I want to make the personas functional using the Claude 3.7 API. Let's see what this does. Has anyone fed all the JFK files into AI for a little mind map action? No, that's a good idea, though. I would say pop them all into Notebook LM. You could probably pop it in a Notebook LM and have it summarize the key findings, and then take that into Claude and have it make a conspiracy dashboard. Actually, that would be kind of fun to do, is take all the old JFK conspiracies and map them against these documents and see which ones were actually true or not. That would be fun. There you go. Hey, Google, unredact this. Exactly. Joker's working on putting it into a rag. Of course, Joker's already working on this. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like it. What's this doing? I'll help you update the application to use the Claude 3.7 API. This will require modifying the Claude service to use the latest model. I wonder if that was stupid. Maybe I shouldn't use the latest model. Maybe I should use the cheapest model. restore that. Yeah. La, da, 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 da. Okay, I changed the model, created a centralized config for Cloud API settings. You will need to make sure that your environment has a Cloud API key variable set with your Cloud API key. Can I feed that to you here and have you do it? Error, unexpected, dismiss. Da, 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 da. I need to clarify what you're asking. It seems you want me to help you implement or finalize the Claude API integration. That's exactly what I'm asking, Lovable. The Claude 3.7 API is already configured in the code as shown in the diff using the model. It's set up with the proper configuration in API keys.ts. So I guess you'll need to. It's telling me I have to do work. So in order to, one of the things I've learned about Lovable is you can't go. I can flip over and look at code, right? So here's all my code, and so in here I've probably got an API something somewhere. Vite, I don't know. Config, API keys. Yeah, see, there's API keys there. But I can't go in and edit them here. So what I have to do is now connect GitHub and have it create a repository. And then I think I have to go over there and edit it. But I don't know. Maybe I can do it here. I don't know. It's a pain in the ass. So.
And for anybody playing along at home, API keys are secret. And you probably shouldn't screen share when you're showing a file that has all of your API keys listed in it.
You definitely shouldn't. But I don't think I have any.
Hit your API keys.
There's no keys in here. I haven't actually put any in. But yes, that's correct. You should. So
Claude said, "Yeah, you've got all the API keys right here. It's already integrated. They're right there in the file." I'm like, Claude's like, "Let's go take a look." I'm like, "Let's not."
No, they're not in. No, what they said is that, the files are all there. All you have to do is put your key in there, and that's the problem is you can't just easily do it. So let's ask it one more time. If I give you the API key, can you update the config file for me? Let's see what it says. Because again, this is the thing about vibe coding. What you'll find is that it's all fun and games until you want to do something for real, and then having an understanding of coding and engineering and all that sort of stuff actually does help. This is all learnable shit, by the way. If you're not having to learn the code, you can learn how to set things up. There are two better approaches. Use environment variables. Running in your application. The code's already set up to read this. For local testing only, I could modify the code that let you input the key, which could be stored in local storage. Which would you prefer? So it looks like it'll let us do that. So maybe I'll play with that tomorrow. All right. Anyway, tonight was a little disjointed, but hopefully your producer won't, though. Hopefully you had some fun tonight, learned some stuff. Let me get on out of here. Let me get out of here, people. Peace out. Peace on YouTube. Peace on X. Peace on LinkedIn. Tomorrow's Thursday. I don't think I have any big news. Should be normal time. Oh no. We're going to be late tomorrow night. Tomorrow I've got Whiskey Club. So I'll be a little littered tomorrow night, and we'll start at 9. So it'll be a late start tomorrow, post Whiskey Club. All right. See y'all later.